then you have little bits and pieces in the sense of like the shoulder and the hocks. We're gonna actually do something with the hocks if we can as well. I'd like to stuff them, cook them. Okay, so now that we've talked about the different pieces, right? So we have the belly, we have the loin, we have the ham, we have the shoulder, right? What's the top part of the shoulder called? Boston butt, right? So the Boston butt is separate from the shoulder that actually has the hock attached to it, right? So the Boston butt got its name from way back when in history. Sam Wilson, right? Sam Wilson is Uncle Sam, right? The guy that points his finger at you. And I'm serious. And so he got his name and became famous because he took that top portion of the shoulder, right? And cured it and gave it to the army for food. And so the way it worked was the barrel that the cured meat was put into was called a butt. So that's why it's the Boston butt. It's the biggest in Boston. Okay, so now cooking methods. What do we do with the hind quarter? What kind of cooking methods do we apply to the hind quarter? Curing, yes, but that's not a cooking method. Because it's more of a preparation, right? So, of course, any portion of this can be cured, right? To make bacon, you have to cure it, so we're going to do that. Pork is something that can be eaten on the day of slaughter, right? So it doesn't have to age. We could eat this today if we wanted to, right? But the other thing is what we want to learn is we want to learn specific cooking methods to different portions of the animal, right? So here, when it comes to the belly portion, usually that portion is some sort of combination cooking method because the muscles are just like our ab muscles. They go in many different directions, right? To hold the abdomen together. And so for that reason, since the grain of the meat goes in so many different directions, we usually do some sort of combination cooking method. Okay? Here, not 100% of it, but a big portion of the grain of the meat kind of goes vertically. Not all of it. It's going in directions like this, right? But the thing is for a big portion of it, the grain of the meat goes in this direction. And so since the grain of the meat here is more uniform, we can apply some dry heat cooking methods to the back portion. Okay? How does the grain of the meat go with the loin? Don't answer. What do we do? What do we do with the loin? What kind of cooking method? We're gonna braise pork chops.
We just talked about it.
Dry heat cooking method. 10 points for you. Okay? So the reason being is the grain of the meat goes like this. It's just like when you look at a tree, right? The grain of the tree, right? You cut against the grain for many different cuts, and then you cut with the grain for other cuts. And it's the same with the meat. So here, we always want to cut perpendicular to the grain anytime we're cutting any piece of meat, because if we cut perpendicular to the grain, we don't have long strands of meat in our food, because that's what makes the meat chewy. Okay? If you cut against the grain into shorter pieces, it's much easier to bite, chew, and process, that way. So the whole point is since the grain of the meat back here is going in this direction, we're going to use dry heat cooking methods, and it also has to do with what does the meat look like? The meat in the shoulder, right? The meat in the shoulder is really fatty. It's like 70% protein and like somewhere around 30% fat, right? Here for the loin portion is much leaner. Right here, you can see that that's just one big solid piece of meat, and the fat kind of tends to go around the outside of it. And so by taking that in that proportion, since there's not a lot of fat, that's another reason to do dry heat cooking method. The other reason is as well, right, this portion and the shoulder portion are the most used, right? They're the most used muscles because the animal has to support itself. all the time. I mean, rarely do they lay down at night. Well, at night or when she's, got some pigs or something like that. But the whole point is due to the fact that this portion of the animal isn't used quite as much, right? It's going to be really tender. The tender portions of meat tend to go to dry cooking. Okay, the tougher portions of meat go to combination cooking. And so, does that apply to a cow? Of course it does. Does it apply to lamb? Yeah, any four-legged animal, right? And pretty much us too. I mean, you're going to see a difference in our shoulder proportions and things like that. But we support ourselves to our legs because we stand upright. So more than likely, this area is going to be a lot tougher than up here on us, right? And so that's how you have to look at it. Okay, so now one thing that I'd like to show you is, well, they already took the shoulder off. This is more of like a, I'm not sure if the shoulder portion is going to have one or two of the first ribs, but more than likely it will, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to separate the ham off of this, and then I'm going to turn it over, and right around somewhere in this area, I'm going to cut the rib bones, and then we'll use this portion for the pork chops, right? And then we have our rib section to make bacon out of. Okay? Alright, so let's get started on that. So I have to come around this side. The good thing about nature is that it has its own natural separations. Can you kind of see that there's no muscle right there? You can see that there's hardly any muscle right here, right? And then the muscle starts building up again right in this area. And let's see. Okay, so let's see how sharp my knife is. You can see right here, you see how I'm not cutting into the meat? That's what you want, right? What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to follow the natural line. A lot easier when it's that second one. Sure. Okay. Alright, so I need to look at something. Hold that. Okay, so now, take a look. So here, you have the hip bone. The hip bone runs right along the center line, right? This is the spinal cord, so you can actually still see some of the cord right here. That's the spinal cord, right? What is this? Diaphragm. Okay, the diaphragm separates the really, really vital organs from the intestinal organ. Okay? So there's a natural separation there, but it also has to do with breathing and a bunch of other things as well. Okay? So from this perspective, you can see here are the ribs, right? And there's the spinal cord, so it's split in half. And now, to get this ham off of here, all we have to do is find the ball joint. And sometimes it's hard. So what the butcher does is he follows the bone. Okay? Just want to follow that bone at all times. Look, this is the beginning of the ball joint, right? So that ball joint comes up the leg and attaches to the hip bone right here. Okay? So once we make that incision, it's going to open that up.
Where is it?
It's right here. In the back. I got this. You're going to pull it down. Ball joints right here, then in another sense you can see, so from the other side, if you were there during, like some of you were there during the sucking pig demo, right? What I did was I separated the belly from the ham and we went in this direction. And so I'm just essentially doing the same thing, okay? There is a little bit of meat that I have to cut through. But if you look, you see that? You see the separation between here and here? This separates the belly from the hind quarter. So this is my big old fat prosciutto, and I'm going to be possibly. Okay, so then once I separate that out, and we come in here, and you heard that noise, right? That noise is like the synovial fluid from the ball joint, and there it is. Okay, and so there's a big capsule around that ball joint to hold it in place. Some of this material that you see there is cartilage and bone, right? But there's also a big ligament that attaches bone to bone. And so I have to go in there and cut that loose. And once I cut that loose, I can pretty much now just separate this off the animal. Here, take a look at this. This is something else I need to do before I go any further. So here, ladies and gentlemen, due to the fact that this animal is much bigger, there's just some things that I missed, right? The little suckling pigs, what's going on is you don't see a lot of what you saw in that suckling pig because it's kind of hidden underneath the fat. But here, take a look. So who can tell me this is right here? What is that? So there's a big old muscle that runs right on the inside of the chest cavity, right? On us as humans, we call it the psoas muscle. What's it called on something with one E?
Tenderloin.
Tenderloin. Okay? Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, should be a really good example for you, right? This is the inside of the chest cavity. Right? Tenderloin is on the inside of the chest cavity. So now we should all know the difference between the tenderloin and the loin. Right? The loin is out here. It's on the outside of the animal. So when you look at somebody's back, right, you see those two big muscles on each side of their back? Those are the loin muscles. Because they're on the outside. Right? Then you have the chest cavity. And here, this is pork loin. some of you, are still either going through garde-manger or you've been through it already, but the one thing that you're going to notice is the garde-manger folks were always closest to the butchers, right? Because all these little pieces of meat fragments are pieces that were given to the garde-mangers to do something, okay? And you can see right here, for instance, that we want to get this out before we take off the ham, because look, if you take a look, the tenderloin actually goes into the animal's hip area. It's right here. So there's the first tenderloin. Okay? So now that we can see what we're doing, we're going to come up here. Now, come and take a look. When you're doing this every day, right? When you're doing this every single day of the week, you're not going to make these little rookie errors that a chef makes, right? Here, for instance, and here, like I made, because the thing is, you're going to understand the separations of the meat and exactly where to cut. Now, I stopped myself and I cut, very little. At least I didn't cut all the way through. But the whole point is that with practice and doing this on a daily basis, you're not going to make those mistakes. The butcher, the garde-manger, anybody that's doing, when you're fabricating a chicken, you always sacrifice the knife, right? Sacrifice the edge of the knife and stay up against the bone so that you can navigate through here and find where the bones are when you're taking this animal apart, right? Because when you cut into the meat, that's when you start ruining things and making it so that it makes it harder to get it processed for something that's going to be down the road, right? So always sacrifice the knife. You can always resharpen this thing, but you can't bring back a piece of meat that's been cut wrong, right, when you need to use it for something very specific. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of fat off of this, and then I'm going to start deboning this. So I'm going to be here all day.
That's going to take you said you're going to use that for prosciutto?
Well, I'd like to do prosciutto, but the thing is to do a prosciutto from this size ham, I mean pretty much any ham, you need 12, 16, 18 months. And this has to be fabrication ready and cook ready by June. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bones out, we're going to break down the ham muscles into the smaller subprimal muscles, and then we're going to make soppressata, coppa, and those types of things that can be done, like salami. Those types of things will be done in 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks.
But normally.
Yes, this is it. So when you look at the ham that comes in the warehouse, right? That prosciutto ham is this ham right here, but it's just been deboned, and then it's been cured and then air dried, right? For like 18 months, and that's your prosciutto ham. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't be scared of the dark color, right? Because the dark color, this is probably a pig, a breed that is black and white skin, right? The spotted ones. I think it's called a Berkshire. I'm not sure. I didn't get the breed from the farmer. But the thing is another thing is too, sometimes what you'll see on the outside is you do see that black a little bit because they torch it to get the hairs, the final little fuzz off the skin. Okay? Usually, so it looks here like they shaved it. You can see some marks here that look like they shaved most of the skin off. And then they probably scorched the rest. Okay, so this is going in the fridge because it's too wiggle wobbly.
Yeah.
This is going to weigh like 50 pounds.
Okay. Oh, she worked in the warehouse. You have to carry the flour. Flour is like 10 sugars, 50 pounds. Yes. You have to carry it.
Okay, so
To the bin, place it on the bin, and go like this. That's why I go home tired. The carts, when they're all full, like, they create. I'm getting all kinds of muscles right now. I can tell.
Lots. What?